I have been picking up on a very specific collective for a while now, so my apologies for just getting this reading out now. I'm feeling a collective who is experiencing a spectrum of feelings. It mostly feels like you go from anger, frustration, some resentment, a feeling of injustice, to a feeling of a quiet calm and acceptance, so to speak. What's the word I'm looking for? Copacetic. And then you immediately switch back into an anger, and you see that quiet calm as complacency. I'm not feeling inclined to ask Spirit what is causing the anger or why you're experiencing this. I feel more inclined to ask Spirit what you're supposed to do with the anger, because it does feel the anger actually has a purpose. It almost feels like, I just heard rocket fuel. So it's maybe you're meant to transmute this anger and turn it into something. Like it's supposed to propel you, like it's supposed to be rocket fuel for you. So if this sounds like something you're going through, then there may be something in this reading for you. So welcome to Moondance Tarot. My name is Melissa. It is an honor to have you here. Let's get started into your reading. Spirit, what do you need the collective to know about what to do with this anger? What do we need to know about the anger? Thank you. Well, we get anger. I feel like we're being, we're just going to state the obvious here. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know, Spirit, about the anger for our highest and best good? For the highest and best good, what do we need to know about the anger? The cards aren't wanting to come out now, and so maybe there's a sense of holding back. Maybe you've been holding back how you really feel because you're afraid to show it. Maybe you're afraid of the intensity of it. With God's love and light, Spirit, the collective, what do they need to know? We got half of the deck that just wanted to come out. That's not helpful. Okay, we got one that fell on the floor here. We have nature upside down. So maybe this is very uncharacteristic for you. We have dreams. I want to get some more. Thank you. We had strength come out in the reverse. I'm just going to get one more. Balance. So, here's you trying to stay in balance in between the spectrum of two very different feelings. Like I said, I was picking up on extreme anger to a quiet resonance. But I do feel like this is uncharacteristic for you to feel so imbalanced. Maybe because there is such a polarity in what you're going through. Maybe you're seeing this as maybe you feel weak right now, like emotionally weak. Expressing what you're feeling, what you're thinking would, one, it would make you vulnerable. And you're afraid of being seen or perceived as weak. Now the dreams, this one feels very complex. I don't see it as a literal thing where you're experiencing nightmares or bad dreams throughout the night. This feels like there are dreams that you have for yourself. There's something that you envision for yourself, or maybe even for the collective as a whole. Like I'm getting like an idealistic personality where you see where things could be righteous for humanity, for society as a whole. And so there may be, so some of this could be coming from the politics, not just national politics, but global politics. And this is creating some sort of anger and injustice that you're feeling because you see the potential of what humanity is capable of as far as helping each other, serving one another, but it's not happening. Or maybe there's a life that, remove all the other people aside, humanity as a whole, and just break it down to you. There are dreams that you have for yourself. There's a life that you see yourself living, and you're not seeing it, and it's creating anger. And so I feel like that's what this anger is all about. This anger is meant to fuel change and transformation. I'm going to get a little bit more. That's what it feels like. The purpose to this anger. You're supposed to be using it. Intuition. What is your intuition telling you? Take the first step. Yeah, absolutely. This anger that you're feeling is meant to transmute you into transforming and developing as an individual, with your intuition being the guide. Because what you're going through doesn't come with a manual, and it doesn't feel rational. Therefore, the only real thing that you can use at this point in time is what your intuition is trying to tell you or show you. Is there anything else? On the right path. So whatever you are experiencing, once again, take the first step. Whatever step you take puts you on the right path. Perspective, freedom. Maybe that's another thing that's making you feel angry, is maybe you don't feel like you have freedom. Maybe you feel controlled, and that control is making you feel confined, and that confinement is leading to unexpressed anger. Now I'm going to spend a moment on perspective. What I'm getting about this is society as a whole wants you to think, to have the perspective that anger can be a bad thing, that even in the spiritual community or a religious community, Anger is seen as something that is negative. It's a low vibration, and therefore it's almost like they want you to suppress it, and you're supposed to fake it until you make it and make yourself seem like you're happy when you're not. The perspective here is that the anger is here to help you. Because if you weren't angry and you were in that place of quiet calm and acceptance and a peaceful resonance, I get that sometimes you see that as complacency. Because you're not meant to be in a comfortable position. If you were comfortable, you would never change, or something in your life would never change, or you would not be a contributor to something changing in society. You're not meant to stay comfortable. You are meant to transform. You are meant to change. You are meant to develop. And that anger is to make you feel uncomfortable within the confines that exist to you now. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And you want the freedom to express yourself. You want freedom away from the confines of what you're dealing with now. Is there any more? Thank you. Confusion. And so, yeah, of course, you're experiencing confusion with the polarities of what you're going through. I bet you probably think that you're emotionally unstable, seeing as you're just kind of seeing two ends of the spectrum, and there's not really much of a happy medium I'm getting. You're trying to stay balanced, but it's very, very difficult. You're having a hard time finding a happy medium, and it's leading to a lot of confusion and really questioning your own mental health and your own mental stability. And then we've got pray at the bottom of the deck. It may sound cheesy and overused and just unoriginal and trite, but your spirit guides are there to help guide you. And if you need to know which way to go, and you trust your intuition, you can trust what your guides are trying to tell you. All you have to do is pray on it and pray to them. Acceptance wanted to not stay in the deck when I picked it up, and so once again, there is that balance that I was feeling from anger to a quiet acceptance, a balance. Having a hard time accepting that things, what you're experiencing right now, are the way that they're supposed to be. It's just not sitting right with you. Okay, I'm going to move on. Spirit, is there anything that you want this collective to know for their highest and best good at this moment? What do they need to know about the anger? What do they do with it? What do they do with the anger? Please help them. Give them some guidance. Thank you. So we got power of the divine masculine at the bottom of the deck. That is masculine energy, which is about taking action. Yeah, you're not supposed to sit in this quiet, calm, but you're also not meant to just sit in anger. You really are supposed to do something with it. And tapping into your inner masculine energy, regardless if you're male or female, regardless of that, tapping into your inner masculine. You know, you pray for the guidance, and you know, you use your feminine side so you can tap into your intuition as to where it guides you, where you should go with it. But the masculine energy will take you there. Okay, so we've got the seventh ray of ritual, order, and ceremony, dark angel, soul child. I almost feel like getting another one. Let's do another one. So the ritual order and ceremony is absolutely about change, transformation, creating a new way of life, creating a new way. Soul child and dark angel, I feel like those go together. Soul child, yes, absolutely. Your soul has lived many lives. There's a lot of wisdom packed into you. Absolutely, since a child, you've probably been told that you seem wise beyond your years, because your soul has seen many things, for sure. Now, the dark angel, this does not mean that you are an evil person or that you're malevolent to your core. What this means is, in your life, you've probably have seen some shit. You've probably didn't start out with the greatest deck of cards. And life has been hard. It seems like all of your life, or a good percentage of it, you've dealt with adversity after adversity, obstacle after obstacle. But it never hardened your heart. Despite the anger that you're feeling now, it does not mean still that you have a bitter or evil core. You've taken the darkness that you've been through and you've transmuted it into something beautiful. It's almost like it's made you more divine, because you've seen the worst of the worst, so you know just how bad things can be. You can see for people how easy it is for someone to be at their lowest. And because of that, it's made you more empathetic, it's made you more compassionate, it's made you more understanding, and it's made you more supportive and wanting to help others because you know what it feels like to be that low. So this is actually very, very beautiful energy. And another thing too that I'm getting with the soul child is, maybe your spirit, your soul has experienced not even time on this earth, but time in other realms. And so you see how beautiful it can be and how harmonized. You see the potential in just how beautiful things can be, but then you're here on earth in your current incarnate and you're seeing the way things are going in your life or for just the global state of being right now. And it absolutely angers you. And there's once again that idealistic personality that I'm kind of getting is you're angry because you know we're capable of so much more. And because we are capable of so much more, that's why that anger is there. You are meant to take that anger and use that and transmute that into creating change, whether it's in yourself, in your own life, or just even a small group of people around you, or just contribute to the collective whole. Yeah, and you can turn pain and turn it into love. Absolutely, with the dark angel here. An invitation to connect. So once again, I do feel like this kind of goes with this. You're being invited by your guides to connect with them. Ask for their assistance. Eternal now. I'm going to grab my guidebook really quick because they explain it a lot better than I could. Okay, so within you is a great strength and courage. However, just because you can manage to keep going when you are drained or stressed, it doesn't mean you have to do so. You are encouraged by your higher guidance to request assistance in letting go of tension within your mind and body. You will gain energy through this release and perhaps even seeing things in a new and optimistic light. Shifting into a more present, relaxed, and enjoyable state of being will help you overcome the past and successfully create your future. And so they used the word. So they do talk about shifting your perspective by releasing. You will see things in a new and optimistic light. Okay. So I'm going to do the tarot really quick. Spirit, what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? Let's see. What else I want? Okay, well, what do we need to know about intuition? Thank you. Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot and Temperance. These are all three of these cards represent travel. Temperance, she is the traveler in between realms. She is the earth angel. She can transport herself to the 5D realm, the spirit realm, but she always has a foot on the ground. And what she knows from the spirit realm, she uses here on earth to help. She is the earth angel. Where are you? She is the dark angel. The Chariot and Knight of Pentacles, once again, cards of movement. Whether you take your time or you charge through, because those are two different speeds. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. And then the Chariot is about grabbing life by the horns, challenging it and overcoming obstacles quickly, swiftly. And then Temperance to balance that all out. Either which way, these three cards signify movement, clarifying intuition. Let your intuition guide you. And whoever I am talking to, I trust that you already know how to use your intuition. I just heard INFJ as far as like Myers-Briggs personalities, and so that is, I do believe, a personality that is highly idealistic and highly intuitive. But it is within your personality to be highly idealistic and highly intuitive. You know how to tap into your intuition. With confusion here, though, maybe you don't always trust what your intuition is trying to tell you. Is there anything on the right path? Spirit, can you clarify on the right path? King of Cups. With the 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. King of Cups. That is water energy. Water energy signifies love, emotions, and the intuition and psychic realm. Seeing as that this is a king, you have absolutely mastered your intuitive and psychic abilities. But with the 5 of Wands, you let the rationale of the mind confuse you. The ego is there to allow, the ego is there making you question yourself. Question whether or not you're on the right path. You're questioning your own intuition. You're allowing the confusion. Spirit, what is the collective supposed to do? Ace of Wands. So this is, and the Sun. I'm getting a few things. What you are supposed to do with this anger. One, shed a light on it. Don't stuff it away. Take that anger and look at it from every angle. Put a light on it. And really figure out when a coworker makes you mad, it's not necessarily the coworker or the small action. It's about what the significance of what made you mad. Or when you're frustrated with yourself, what are you really frustrated with? Ask yourself the big question. Put a light on it, on the shadow aspect of the anger itself. And also with the Sun here too, I'm getting, you're supposed to wake people up. That anger, once again, is a reminder that you're not supposed to be comfortable. You need to change. There needs to be transformation. There needs to be development as a person or society in general. And you're never going to get that if you don't wake up and feel a sense of injustice about the way things are. Ace of Wands. This is new beginnings, but this is new beginnings. I don't want to use the word passion, although wands represent passion. I mean, well, anger is a very passionate feeling, that's for sure. And so that anger that you're feeling, which is a very passionate energy, you're supposed to transmute that into passionately creating a new beginning, if that makes sense. Spirit, do you have any other advice for the collective? Do you have advice? Got the Eight of Cups. Walk away from what does not serve you. The Hanged Man. This is about perspective. Okay. I had a couple fall on the floor, sorry. The King of Pentacles. That's about, yes, Pentacles represent career, finance, health, family, but it's also about stability, something about stabilizing. Seven of Pentacles. This is planting good seeds and waiting to see the fruition come from the seeds that you've planted. But once again, this is also a very stable energy. Temperance is back. Once again, reminding balance. And then the Seven of Wands. This is about self-defense, sticking up for yourself, sticking up for others as well. The King of Pentacles is also a humanitarian. Yeah, I definitely feel like collective, you need to see it in the perspective that what you are seeing has a purpose. Because things could not go on the way that they were. It's time to reinstitute good practices for yourself or for a group of people that you know, or contributing to the collective in its entirety with humanitarian efforts, sticking up for them, being a warrior for them, and also using what you know. You are a soul child. And so you are here to help with the Temperance and King of Pentacles. You are here for humanitarian efforts. Absolutely. And that can look, that is very, very broad. We all know that. You could be into earth conservation. And so making sure that our environment is taken care of, making sure our people, our most vulnerable people, are taken care of. This anger has a purpose, collective. And I really, really hope, I really hope that this reading kind of, one, makes you feel like you're not going crazy, or that you're not emotionally unstable. And I hope that this gives you a sense of direction as to what you're supposed to be doing with this anger. There's something very beautiful about you. There's so much that you have to offer. Collective, I really hope that this helps. And in the meantime, please take care of yourself, and I'll be seeing you in another video soon. Take care. Bye.